Love that one. Do you want to explain this one briefly? I think it's really cool.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. So, for some reason, and I don't know exactly why, if you feed high energy density carbs and fats together to any omnivore mammal, they will just immediately eat 30%, 40% more calories and get fat. Uh, you can take any you could take a lab rat, you could take a mouse, you could take a dog or a cat or a bear or any reasonably omnivore mammal, and you feed them just human junk food, um, little Debbie's, for example, for the Adventists out there. They will just immediately overeat and immediately get fatter. It's just almost an automatic thing. And I can't tell anybody exactly how or why this works. It does seem to spike dopamine in the brain. It does seem to be highly rewarding. We love eating this energy because we were constantly energy constrained for, the entirety of human existence prior to the Industrial Revolution. Where you couldn't get enough energy in your diet and you're constantly seeking out more dietary energy, carbs and fats. And to have them both together is so tasty and rewarding. Your body knows this is going to help you survive the winter, and you just eat the hell out of it. And that's what's going on in that graph. This is basically just lab rats, I believe, who are being fed human junk food, and like pizza and donuts and candy bars and anything that's carb and fat together with a high energy density, and you're just going to overeat it. And in my opinion, that explains a full 50% of the entire global obesity, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, all of our problems. At least half of it is the rewarding nature of high energy density carbs and fats together. They have to be, it can't just be carbs by itself. It can't be fat by itself. It can't be low density carb and fat together. It has to be high energy density carbs and fats together. Some sort of sugar, flour, oil, your shortbread with sugar and flour and butter. You're not going to just overeat sugar by itself. You're not going to overeat butter by itself. But man, you put sugar, flour, and butter together and bake that stuff, I will eat my body weight in shortbread. And that's half of the whole obesity epidemic. And I just firmly believe that.
Yeah, this little graphic explains it really well, that, these foods are not available in nature. You get carbs in summer, more fat and protein in winter. But, we've created this hyper autumnal, hyper palatable sort of combination of foods by mixing sugar and flour together. And our friend Sian Foley does a really good job of explaining it and bringing it back to the winter, and that these foods, the breast milk, the acorns and the nuts, were only available for a very short amount of time. And it seems to signal to our body, or those foods are available leading up to winter to enable us to binge eat, basically. And it just signals a hyperphagy that we eat and eat and eat. And once we eat and eat and eat, the insulin raises, and then you've got hyperinsulinemia. But it's because of the food you're eating, not necessarily because of the carbs that raise insulin in the short term.
Yeah, and a huge shout out to Foley and his book "Don't Eat for Winter." I mean, nobody has done a better job describing this than he has. So he needs a lot more credit than he gets, for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. So speaking of other